Well, you must be racist then. You're like, what does that have to do with common sense? It's a non-starter. It doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense, because everything is debased down to a bunch of bleating and shouting, Obama, Obama, or emails and comments I see going, I like Newt Gingrich. That's a real conservative. They don't know he's a globalist picked as a university professor because he wrote publications calling for world government, calling for a one-world planetary regime, hanging out at Bilderberg group meetings and stuff. They don't know. And I listen to talk radio callers on other shows. They're so helpless, most of them. And they have and that's a more informed group on average. They have no idea. It just doesn't make sense. The government shouldn't raise taxes. The government shouldn't do that. It's going to make the economy shut down. They're so stupid. They're not stupid, ladies and gentlemen. They are financially debasing you. Now, here's the deal. I'm going to be getting into the economy. I've got to today. It's so important. Covered it some yesterday, but not 1/10 of what I should. A bunch of medical news. Now people are finally listening about MSG. Doesn't just make you sick. It brain damages you. Okay? Don't eat MSG. We've got to eradicate it. Aspartame, now it's coming out as giving people type 2 diabetes. As I told you 17 years ago, because they knew day one they couldn't get it approved in the 60s and 70s, folks. It killed the monkeys they fed it to. Killed them. Go look it up. That's finally in CBS News, and finally. But they're hitting us with hundreds of chemicals on purpose. Remember, but even if people are weak-minded and can't admit that because that's scary, even if you deny it, it's still going on. The point is it's hurting you. So we've got some news on that. The shocking truth about organic foods grown in the world's worst environmental cesspool, China, being flown in. It's not just horse meat. It's what's for dinner. It's not just fake fish, chicken. They texturize and put chemicals in to give it a fishy taste. And they put it through different machinery and reconstitute it to look like fish, extruding it out of molds. They do it with pork. All this is coming out that the food's fake, the water's fake. Fake, fake, fake. That's part of living under a tyranny. And it's part of living in a society where, oh, there's no lying going on, or I don't care if the government lies to me. Well, when you don't care if the government's lying to you, or if you don't care if corporations are lying to you, and if you just kind of unplug from reality and just go with it, very bad things happen. See, everybody's been taught it's an attribute to be silly, to be foolish, to not care, to say to hell with it. But it's not, ladies and gentlemen. It just makes things worse. Now, that said, I'm going to cover our top story, and it ties into the other Second Amendment news and the TSA news on the other side of this break. And I knew this was already being tested. I knew this was coming. But it really freaks me out because it's so over-the-top brazen. And I want you to call all your friends and family, whether they have an iPhone, they can go download the free iPhone app. It's linked at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com in the listen page area. Or just Google free Infowars iPhone app, or there's free Android apps, all of them. Or you can listen on your local AM or FM station. XM 166 picks up the second and third hour. But tell your friends and family to tune in right now. Tell them to tune in right now. Email them, call them, tell your coworkers if you're on lunch. You need to hear this because the system plans on just putting this out there, and maybe they have a congressional hearing and then debate it, and then nothing happens. This is the end of due process. It's really a cherry on top of everything, and it confirms everything else, all the documents, all the training manuals, all my law enforcement sources in FBI, in ATF, in federal marshals, in state police, in local police. I told you years ago they're trying to confiscate veterans' guns en masse. I told you years ago they're going to send a letter to veterans saying, come turn your guns in. They're going to tell generals to turn their guns in, just like the Soviets did. They'd only captured part of Moscow. They ordered the military to turn their guns in. And they did it. They promised an amnesty if they did. I mean, this has happened everywhere else, and we just can't believe it's happening here. They really are going to have a hot coup takeover, a purge, a mass arrest. They really are planning that. Okay, that's not rhetoric. We've got to defend the Republic. We've got to defeat these globalist tyrants. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Introducing Pro One. All of your filtration in one system, portable, on the go. No more do you have 2 or 3 filters to just reduce sodium fluoride. You have a system that cuts out the sodium fluoride and up to 95% of hydrofluorosilicic acid. Advanced manufacturing technology combines silver-impregnated white ceramic with new Aquamedics advanced media for removal of fluoride and other heavy metals, all in one filter element. It is the only one that does it, and out of the gates, we have it discounted at 10% off with promo code WATER. This is the only system that in one unit helps reduce or remove pesticides, herbicides, chloramines, ammonia, and chlorine, hydrofluorosilicic acid, the most common form of fluoride not covered by other fluoride filter brands, and sodium hexafluorosilicate. Get your Pro Pure with the new Pro One filter today at InfoWarsStore.com or by calling 888-253-3139.
Are you or someone you love struggling with stress, anxiety, or less than perfect health? Hi, this is Pastor Jenny, and as a woman of faith, I spent many years in ministry burdened with anxiety and fear. But in 2010, I met Dr. Carolyn Dean, and I took her recommendation to try RNA drops. Within days of taking RNA drops, my anxiety began to lift. My joy was restored, and the peace of mind that I would have once called a miracle has now become normal to me. Discover what RNA drops can do for you. Order your free sample today at www.rnafreesample.com. That's rnafreesample.com. There you can order a free 30-day trial-size bottle of RNA drops by paying just shipping and handling. That's www.rnafreesample.com. Maybe there's a miracle waiting there for you.
Stop the pain from broken, chipped, and damaged nails with a revolutionary new nail hardener, Nails of Steel. Apply just 1 drop of Nails of Steel over natural or polished nails and go. With Nails of Steel, there's virtually no drying time, and it's guaranteed. Order this all-natural, antifungal, and herbal formula for women and men at nailsofsteel.com. That's nailsofsteel.com. Nails of Steel. It's like a salon in a bottle.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
Hey everybody, Ty Bollinger here. Once again, real life, real stories.
And he discovered Carnivora, was so thrilled with the product that he shared it with his family and his friends and his patients. My dad was a family physician, he was a medical doctor.
Almost all the symptoms were either diminished or gone. Amazing product, amazing results.
It's like an amazing thing having such a profound change in how I feel and knowing that it was the Carnivora that did it.
And a lot of patients got better, ranging from immune dysfunction to allergies and infection.
Here's the toll-free telephone number to call to access the Carnivora telecast at carnivora.com on Tuesday, March 12th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Call 1-888-694-9666. That's 1-888-694-9666. Once again, 1-888-694-9666. Visit carnivora.com or call 1-866-VENUS-FLY to order now.
Okay, let me get into our top stories, ladies and gentlemen. First off, federal government moves to disarm veterans. No judge, no jury. They just say, well, you're a combat vet. You're not allowed to have guns anymore. We can't trust you. because it's a foreign takeover. We have the official Department of Veterans Affairs saying, here is your letter. You can't own guns anymore. No judge, no jury. It's like a no-fly list. As Rahm Emanuel said back when he was White House Chief of Staff, he said, we're just going to put you on a no-gun-buy list, whoever we want, because we think maybe you might be a possible terrorist. We're going to be going over that, going over the actual documents that we have linked up at Infowars.com, where it's all broken down. We're going to get the constitutional lawyer on who's representing these clients. So that is all coming up. Sincerely yours, Kay Kalama, Veterans Service Center, Oregon Department of Veterans Affairs. That's just this letter. No judge, no jury, no nothing. It's kind of like when L.A. sends me a bill for $1,200 saying, somebody put an Infowars.com sign up. And so you owe us this or we're going to arrest you. No citation, no judge, no jury, no statutory law, just we have men with guns. We will sue you. We will put a warrant out, and Texas reciprocates. They are going to arrest you. The state police are going to arrest you. $1,200 scum. Veterans, there is no law. We are redcoats. We're coming for your guns. We have SWAT teams ready. Of course, they'll take their guns later, too. But they'll love it. I mean, if the vets don't turn their guns in, they'll burn them up like Dorner. Federal government moves to disarm veterans. Boom. DHS contractor apologizes for selling shooting targets of children. Now, we put it out. We put the story out. We broke it on Monday. People couldn't believe it. The company responded. DHS spent $2 million requesting targets of children to shoot and pregnant women. And now they've responded, apologizing, saying they won't sell them to the public anymore. That was their mistake. They were supposed to just sell those to DHS and keep that training with the 2 billion bullets quiet. So that's now official. And Michael Moore, who has bodyguards that I've personally been shoved around by for no reason, trying to ask him a question in the New York streets politely. And you could see they all had bulges under their jackets carrying firearms. His bodyguards have been arrested before, carrying firearms in illegal areas, like the airport. But he has guns, by the way, and he has bodyguards. He says, we have the video, he says, get a dog. You're not worth $80 million like Michael Moore. Or my old friend Charlie Sheen, who's being politically correct now, I guess, saying, well, I've got bodyguards, so you don't need a gun. Well, Charlie, we don't all make $3 million a week like you. We don't all own a block of the Hollywood Hills. What, 4 houses on the same block, bro? Here, let's go over to this giant palace house with swimming pools. And it's the disconnect, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not, I like Charlie. I've known him a long time. In fact, I can't even bring myself to call him and criticize him. I don't even know what to do anymore. I got to call him. Speaking of talking to people, I'm going to come back in the longer segment and get into the magnitude of the officially no judge, no jury, no designation, no nothing. Mainly how they're doing is you go into the VA and they ask you, how you feeling, Bob? Been a little angry lately after you had to have that leg amputated because of diabetes? Yeah, it's really making me angry. Okay, have fun going home. And you get home and the CPS is taking your kids and your guns have been taken forever. Oh, yeah, they're not just going to take your guns. They're going to take your kids. I forgot that part. That's all over the news. They even have veterans organizations now. Oh, yeah. You go watch Zero Dark 30, and it's all the Navy SEALs, and they're real men, and we're going to be replaced with robots very soon. The Air Force already is. And it's how much the system loves the troops. They hate you. Let me show TV viewers this card. Rob Jacobson gave this to me for my birthday on February 11th as a joke. It's Bill and Hillary Clinton. And that's back when they were CIA operatives in the late 60s, and they were over in London under a famous CIA section chief. Yeah, they're CIA, just like Anderson Cooper. And again, when you're CIA, that's foreign bank.